Hi, and welcome to Neo's Makeup. I'm Neo, and today this is not a makeup look. We're not even in my normal recording area. I'm under the weather, and I want to make something that's going to help fix that. So today I'm making a chicken noodle soup, which is actually my own recipe. And yeah, so this is going to be technically a continuation of my Neo Does Cooking. I think that's what we're going to call it. I don't remember. But today we're doing chicken noodle soup. If you want to see what I did before, it was a marinara sauce that, again, is my own recipe. And yeah, that's going to be linked somewhere. I don't know where we're going to put that. But let's get started. Okay, real quickly, just want to let you know that, again, I am under the weather. So if I sound slightly off, that's why. Plus, I don't know how well my camera's picking all this up. But I am currently under the weather. Otherwise, I would do a... You're realizing I really do talk with my hands a lot. Otherwise, you'd probably be realizing, like, oh yeah, I'd be doing like a full face. But I don't want to have to rewash my brushes again, so I'm just going to take a little time away from doing the makeup just until this clears through, which I'm hoping is soon, and then we're going to get started now. I will let you know the first thing that we're going to do is, since this is a chicken noodle soup, is we're going to get some chicken, slice it up. I do it more like cubed, and I'm going to have that done beforehand so that we can see what I do with it. So you're going to see chicken's already cut, and then we're going to have everything I do to prepare everything else. So let's get started. Okay, so like I said, the chicken is already cubed and ready to go. And now we're just going to season it. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take some salt and lightly, there we go, sprinkle some salt. Next is black pepper. And the secret ingredient, some Zatarain's. This is the Zatarain's Creole seasoning. Real quickly, I just want to mix it all together so that we can evenly be dispersed. And even if it's not evenly, that's not really a concern. It's just you want to make sure that there's at least some seasoning on every piece of chicken. By the way, with this one, this was 4 chicken breasts today. There we go. That sounds nasty. That does sound nasty. So now that chicken is ready, we're going to actually place that in a large pot. But real quickly, I'm also going to take some canola oil as well as some butter and place that in the pot before I start with this, so that just has some time to warm up. Okay, so I'll be 100% honest. Whenever it comes to cooking in my family, don't really use exact measurements. So with this, we're going to take some butter. Is that of you? There it is. So we're going to take some butter, like some generous scoops. So we're going to go 1 and 2. Actually, normally I do go a little bit more, so I'll go about 4. And that's all the butter you're going to use for this. Next is going to be a drizzle of canola oil, or drizzle of corn oil, whichever one you want to call it. And like I said, it's just going to be a drizzle. And I might be thinking, okay, that seemed like a little bit, but keep in mind, whenever we finish, the soup's going to be up to here. So honestly, you're using not that much oil. And we're going to turn that on to a medium-high heat. Mainly, you just want the... Hold on, let me see if I can move this around real quick. So you can't really see it because of the setup, but you just mainly want the butter to start to melt. And then once that does happen, you take the chicken, you add it in. So actually, since we do want it to melt a little quickly, we're going to set it to high. So like I said, I'm going to take a wooden spatula just to move everything around. Okay. So that, ooh, okay. Yeah, we're going to turn this back down. And since it's starting to melt, we're going to add the chicken in. Okay, and now I'm just going to cover that and leave it on a lower temp so that way we can start to cut our vegetables. Okay, so I'm going to have that continue to go behind me. In the meantime, I'm going to cut my vegetables. It's going to be onions, scallions, celery, and we're going to include some carrots, which I already have pre-sliced. But I'm going to do it just like I did with my marinara recipe. So if you want to see how I do slice everything, that's going to be linked somewhere. And yeah. And then as we go along, I'm going to add each individual vegetable as we go along. So once I finish with onions, that's going to be going directly in. Once I finish with the scallions, they're going to be going directly in. Same with celery, and the carrots can go in right after. And we're going to do that, and I'll be right back. Okay, so now all the vegetables are in. In order, I went 4 onions. Oh, I forgot the scallions. Okay. Well, we did 4 onions, 4 stalks of celery, most of the back of carrots, and now I need to cut 4 scallions, and then we're going to come back to this for the broth. Okay, so all the vegetables are in now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave that on a medium heat and cover it for about 10 minutes so that way it has time to make its own sweet broth. So we're going to cover that. I'm going to probably polish off these carrots, and I'll be right back. Okay, so it's been about 10 minutes. We're going to open her up. You have to be careful because of steam. I'm just realizing it's probably going right on the camera. No, okay. Okay, so over the next few hours, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be taking different amounts of the Swanson chicken broth. I use one with less sodium because it helps with my family. I'm going to take 3 chicken and 1 vegetable. And I always, so watch, I'll let you see real quickly with this one. Look more. So like I said, we're going to pour, let that sit for a bit, let it simmer, let it start to cook into the chicken and the vegetables. Then once that happens, we're going to add the second, let it start over again, then the third, start over again, then the vegetable, start over again. Then after that, we're going to come back to take care of the extra spices. Okay, so it's been about an hour since last time I updated you. We added all 3 of the chicken and 1 of the vegetable. And look at this, how nicely it's turning out. So now we're going to grab our spices so that we can season this. First thing I'm going to do is take a little bit of salt and just sprinkle that in. Take some black pepper again and just puff her in. Take some Zatarain's. Realize you forgot to turn on the ring light. Next is some Nature's seasonings. And the Italian seasonings blend. This one's just easier to do. And now that one seems like it is a lot. Honestly, it's not. Because once you blend it in, it stays right at the top. So it's just a little bit of extra flavor right at the top of your bowl anytime you eat. Honestly, I'm going to add more for that. Nickelodeon. So, I'm gonna now grab something else. Okay, so now I'm gonna take one of these large ones. This one is 3 pounds of broth. Oh my gosh. But I'm going to take this and add it in so that way we have more broth because we just need it. So, just like the others, we're going to let that stay in for a little bit and let it start to simmer and cook in. We're going to come back in about 10-20 minutes so that we can check on this. And see, now you can look at it, it's like, okay, so maybe that wasn't a lot of that seasoning. But yeah, we're going to let this simmer. I'm going to turn it down slightly. Turning it down so that way it can simmer. And I will let you know once that one does start to simmer again, we're going to really start in. We're going to add a few more things, and then we're going to add another one of these large boxes of broth. And we're back. So that had a nice chance to simmer, and you can see right up here, this is actually the oil that was introduced earlier. It combines with that seasoning to create something really nice. I know it sounds like something that you'd be like, oh wait, what? No, but it's actually really good. Anyway, so kind of listen to my voice. Since that last round did simmer in and combine well, we're going to add the last one. So you might be thinking, okay, so now he's going to leave for another break. Not immediately. So the next thing we're going to add is limoncello. Now, if you don't have limoncello and you're underage, this is something your parents would have to get because it is alcohol. I'm just saying that because, like, I don't want anyone trying to do this with have anything illegal. Anyway, you're just going to, well, this size we're going to do a generous amount. And the reason you want to add that in is because it helps balance all the flavors. The lemon really does help add like a refreshing taste. Plus the alcohol does cook out, so you're fine. Real quickly, I'm going to add some more seasoning. Using the same ones, just a little salt. This time I really do mean a little. Some more pepper. And zacharans. And some nature seasons. Oh, now it's smelling like my soup. Okay. So now I'm going to cover it again. We're going to lower the temperature even more, so now it's going to be really low. And we'll be back in about, ooh, I want to say an hour. I'm going to let it cook on that low temperature. So right now it's currently 6:02. We're going to let it cook for about an hour, so at 7:02 I'll be back. I know it doesn't look that good right now, but trust me, ooh, that's when it's getting really good. So something I always like to do before I add the pasta, or the noodles, whatever you want to call it, is I get a ladle, kind of just mix everything around one more time, and get a small amount. So and just pour it into a glass so I can see if the flavors are all blended well and make sure that it's a seasoning check. Oh, it smells so good and it's clearing up my sinuses as I speak. Oh, this is an odd angle, but it'll work. Kinda, maybe, maybe not. Should have really thought about this. But like you can see, it's a very tiny amount. It's a lot sweeter than my usual soup. So, that tells me I can still add some more seasoning to help balance everything out. Because I'm mainly tasting sweetness, so that means I may have added a little too much limoncello. That's on me. We're gonna go back to this and we're gonna season it just a little bit more. Maybe I'm gonna use some Zarans and black pepper, because obviously it needs a little kick. So in that case, I'm going to let that sit for a little bit. Then I'm going to come back and retest it. I'm going to give it about 5 minutes. Okay, so that really did fix it. So now we're going to take some extra wide, no egg ribbon pasta and place that inside. And yes, we're going to place the whole bag. I'm going to lower the heat again and cover so that way everything can finish cooking one last time. Generally, you can go for as long as you want until the dish is done. Hold on, actually, let me put you back where I started. Okay, so at this point, you can basically leave it cooking for as long as you like until the noodles are soft. Today, I'm just going to wait until my family gets back, which I don't know when that's going to be, but just leave it going really low heat so that way it finishes up. I know it's something that's very kind of simple and a lot less intricate. Well, not less intricate, just a lot of times what... So I know this seems like something that's very simple, and it kind of is. Honestly, it's a lot of waiting and making sure everything cooks together. But yeah, that's just kind of my cooking style. Because even my marinara sauce was like that as well. So yeah, that's all I can think of right now. And I'm sure I'm probably gonna have pictures and everything. But yeah, that's my chicken noodle soup. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye. By the way, I just have to say, I'm feeling a lot better than when I even started filming this, so yay! Oh, I can actually hit something. Hi. It's a miracle! Ah! Bye!